Hi, I'm Rob Walsh. Welcome to another 1010 Wins Small Business 10K Challenge presented by Dime Community Bank. To date, we've awarded $160,000, and along the way, we've brought together entrepreneurs, small businesses from throughout the New York metropolitan area. They've been doing wonderful work throughout our communities. This event would not be possible without the strong partnership of Dime Community Bank. And now let me introduce the Chief Executive Officer, Kevin O'Connor.
We're proud to be a partner of the 1010 Wins Small Business Challenge. I'm always inspired to see the entrepreneurial spirit of small business owners. We understand that business banking is more than just finding a place for your money. It's about finding people who care about building your dreams as much as you do, cent by cent and dollar by dollar. We want your business to thrive. At Dime Community Bank, our mission is simple. How can we help you? Thank you, and to all of our challenge finalists, good luck.
And thank you, Kevin, and for the help you and your team provide New Yorkers to achieve their personal and business banking goals. Before we get to the challenge, I want to welcome a very special guest. He was appointed by Mayor Eric Adams to serve as our city's Small Business Service Commissioner during a critical time as we rebuild the main streets in every corner of the 5 boroughs. Welcome, Commissioner Kevin Kim.
Thank you, former Commissioner Rob Walsh. Thank you for having me.
It's great. It's great to have you. And alongside the mayor, you've been very busy. Recently, the small business celebrations in every 5 boroughs. And I saw some great announcements about elimination of regulations and rules that really hold down small businesses. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. It was part of the mayor's executive order number 2. Just 4 days into his administration, he made an announcement that he was committed to cutting red tape for small businesses, and he was able to do that. So just 2 weeks ago, we announced the Small Business Forward Initiative, where we said, hey, we're going to save annually small businesses $8.9 million in previous violations and fines that that affected them. And of the 118 reforms that we announced, 30 violations were eliminated altogether, 49 fines were reduced, and 39 cure periods and first-time warnings were instituted. So we're really excited about the work that we started to do, but it's not done yet.
What a difference that's going to make. You come from a family of small businesses, so you know this. This is close to your heart.
Absolutely. My parents were immigrant small business owners. They came to this country and just started right off creating their own business. And, I'm a living testament to how much a successful small business can transform a family, a community in just one generation.
Certainly can. And can you tell us about some of the other initiatives underway at Small Business Services?
Sure, Rob. As I mentioned, the Small Business Forward was just the beginning of how we cut red tape for small businesses. We also have the announced Small Business Advisory Commission, and it's going to be a 30-plus member advisory commission with me serving as chair, which will have representation of small business owners from each of the 5 boroughs. And what we are going to work on is proposing recommendations to the mayor on new and existing policies, local laws, and rules that impact small businesses, including enforcement protocols. So this will be a continuation of the work that we started with Executive Order number 2. We've also got a New York City business portal that we're working on. So within a year, we should have this interagency working group that is going to successfully figure out how to have a one-stop shop portal for small businesses. As you know, currently, if you try to do business anywhere in the city, and let's say you're trying to open up a restaurant, you're going to have to interface with Department of Transportation, Department of Buildings, Department of Health, FDNY, and so on. And what this technology will allow people to do is just to go to one site and then sequentially go through the different agencies and permits and all the processes they need to open up their business in a much faster time.
Saving time and money. What a difference that is going to make. And I have to tell you, as someone who spent 8 years running a business improvement district at Union Square, I was thrilled to see some of the work that you're doing with the business improvement districts. And energizing them in the neighborhoods. Can you speak about some of your travels throughout the 5 boroughs and what you're seeing out there?
Absolutely. As you mentioned, the business improvement districts have been so vital to help businesses, particularly during the pandemic. You'll see, and data will show, that the businesses located within BIDs fared relatively better than the businesses that were not in there. So this administration under Mayor Adams is committed to trying to really strengthen our smallest BIDs. Out of the 76 BIDs, about half have a budget of less than $500,000, and we're really looking to strengthen those businesses with grants and extra funding and support. But in my 4 months as commissioner, one of the perks of this job, as you know, is getting to walk around the commercial corridors throughout the city. I know you did your share. I think you did almost on a weekly basis these walks. And some of the things that I got to see were small businesses who talked and shared about how their dreams were delayed, or a lot of stories of despair. But at the same time, on these tours, we saw businesses that actually opened up during the pandemic. And it's the passion, the grit, the sheer will to not only survive, but to succeed even during a pandemic. I think that's the kind of relentless energy and spirit that you saw when you walked the corridors in your time as commissioner. And that's what I saw. And that's what gives all of us here at SBS hope to continue to work to help small businesses thrive.
But here's the difference. I walk those corridors. I understand that you've been dancing through those corridors. And in fact, before we close out, I want to show the audience a very quick video of you and the mayor. I mean, I walked around, I looked at trash cans, but look at this. I mean, look at that. Look at those moves.
Well, this is a surprise.
My wife is a dancer, and she never taught me those moves. Look at that.
Well, we were so excited. In the back, that's all SBSers, your former colleagues. That's over 35 of them who rehearsed very briefly on their own time to do this, because the mayor has made it a point to bring joy back to the city. We want the message to be, we are open for business. And so this was a flash mob that we kind of threw out there in Bed-Stuy. And thank you for embarrassing me now for the.
Oh, I'm not embarrassing you. I'm just showing that we have a commissioner who has moves, who has energy, who has enthusiasm, who has passion for small businesses. I admire your work. I admired sitting down with you recently, and I'm looking forward to getting together with you again, Commissioner. Before we close out, how could people find out more about your agency?
Sure. So a lot of people don't know much about our agency still, Rob. And so I would love for people to go to nyc.gov/SBS, and we provide a whole host and suite of services to help any business launch, operate, and grow in New York City. We also do the MWBE certification for New York City, and we ask everyone to come to our site to check us out. Thank you so much.
Commissioner Kevin Kim, wonderful. And thank you very much for all you're doing for New York. We need you now. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Take care.
Thank you. Are we ready for the 1010 Wins Small Business 10K Challenge? Let me introduce the 3 judges. Returning to the challenge is Eileen O'Brien, Senior Vice President of Lending at Dime Community Bank. Eileen, we want to thank you for your support. 7 years of supporting the 1010 Wins Small Business 10K Challenge. I appreciate all you're doing, and the merger of the bank is what a wonderful thing and growing in New York City.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. I really enjoy this challenge. I love hearing from the challengers. It's a nice opportunity for the bank to give back to small business, and I'm a team lead in small business lending, so that's what we do.
Well, thank you very much for joining us once again. You're the dean of the judges.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joining Eileen is the president of the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce, and that's Jessica Walker. Jessica, thank you and the Manhattan Chamber for all you're doing for small businesses. You've been busy over the last couple of years out there, working away. Appreciate all your help.
Of course. But this is very exciting when we get to see the fruits of our labor and really see these entrepreneurs at work. So very excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Thanks for joining us. And our third judge is the regional director of the Columbia Harlem Small Business Development Center, and that's Karen Naylor. Karen, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us, or having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. And Karen, I enjoyed coming up to see you at your new home at Columbia's Manhattanville campus.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited to finally be in our new space.
It's wonderful what's going on there, and the outreach that you have into the Harlem community is just wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, judges. This is the tough part for you, is deciding on just one winner of the 5 that we'll be presenting today. And here are our finalists. Are we ready, judges?
Yes.
Okay. First up, hailing from Suffolk County, he has built a terrific business, takes pride in his connections to the community. Let us welcome Kirk Kubick and find out a lot more about Island Pro Digital. Kurt, are you ready to make your pitch?
I am. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much. It's an honor. I can't tell you how much this means to me. Anyway, my name is Kirk Kubick, president of Island Pro Digital. We are a specialty printing company. We do offset digital wide format, but what makes us a little bit more unique is we also do embossing, debossing, foil stamping, lamination, all in-house. And that gives us the flexibility to come up with some really unique and creative products. For example, a client called me up and they wanted a 6x9 postcard. And they wanted to hand it out, and they were giving away a free drink in Manhattan. I thought that carrying around a 6x9 postcard in Manhattan would be a little cumbersome. So we suggested doing kind of a small little buck slip, kind of like a movie theater ticket. What we did was we did a die cut circle. They were giving away free drinks, so you could punch out that free drink as like a little token and hand that to the bartender. And we actually hid the address of the facility, of the restaurant, underneath the scratch off. We also do custom scratch offs in-house. So it was a fun, interesting piece, and it cost $40 more than a regular postcard. So it was in a customer's eyes, it was a no-brainer. One of the things we also do is we also do short run and mock-up packaging. That helps other entrepreneurs get started in their businesses. And I can show you, for example, this is a small little mock-up box that we did for ourselves. This is the box after we die cut it and then after we glue it. We use something called a steel roll die line to create the shape of the box. So once again, you know, a little bit different, a little bit unique. I try to get our customers involved in talking to us, because if you talk to us, maybe we can come up with a different and a little bit more unusual way. You know, the custom scratch offs are really fun. Everyone seems to love them. And like I said, we have a nice facility here in Medford, New York. And once again, I can't thank you guys enough for this. This is a great opportunity.
Thank you very much, Kurt. And I'm going to ask Eileen O'Brien to kick off the questioning.
Hi, Kurt. That was a very nice presentation. Thank you. I'm actually very excited to see a manufacturer in Suffolk County that you're actually doing business and creating your own product. How long have you been in business?
We started in 2009, but we didn't open the doors until January 2010.
And the biggest question of all of this challenge is always, what would you do with the money if you did win?
Well, the reason I brought up the die line, the steel rule die line, is, like I said, we help other entrepreneurs get started. A steel rule die line such as this could cost anywhere between $150 and $200. If I bought a laser cutter, we could avoid having to purchase a steel rule die line initially at the beginning stages, when they only need 50 mock-up packaging to submit to Whole Foods or a retailer. So, you know, we could have passed that savings right on to the customer. So instead of a $300 bill, we would just cross that right off the invoice, and we would be able to still die cut the pieces.
Very good.
Jessica, you want to ask the next question?
Yeah, I wonder how you fared during the pandemic. Did you have to do anything different or innovative to keep things going?
Yes, it was very, very difficult and very challenging. Most of my pieces are marketing pieces, and those pieces are not needed if there are no events. So we kind of pivoted, and we started doing some fulfillment work. And we also dabble in the promotional world. So we were able to, get different promotional products and send them out to people's homes. And sometimes we were able to make custom boxes for those promotional pieces, which helped increase the printing aspect of our business. But you know what? Our sales were down tremendous. I mean, it's just, a lot of people were affected. I'm fortunate enough to still be here. Everywhere we could cut, we had 6 phone lines. We went down to 4. Anywhere I could cut and save some money, we did. And that's why we're still here, I guess.
Karen, final question.
I love seeing manufacturers. I echo what Eileen said. I'm really excited to see everything that you do, and I would love to hear more about what your plans are for the future. Where do you want to take the business in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? Where do you want to go next?
Well, in 1 year, I'd like to get back to where we were, and I think with the economy starting to pick back up and things starting to open, I'm actually seeing the phones ring a little bit more and emails come in, which I'm very excited about. So in a year, I'd like to be where I was. And I really like helping small businesses get started. I think that I have a lot of knowledge in packaging and helping people get their products onto the market. And even though we do traditional print and we do all kinds of other work, I personally really love the packaging aspect of the business, and that's what I'd like to see grow.
Small businesses helping small businesses. This is what Kirk does in his community. It shows. Good luck. I hope those phones continue to ring and keep you busy. Thank you very much for being with us, and congratulations on being a finalist.
Thank you so much. It really is an honor. I really appreciate the opportunity.
You bet. Well, thank you. Our next finalist will quickly tell you of the importance that tourism has in our city's economy. She's passionate about the Big Apple. And let me tell you something. Do not get into a movie or sitcom trivia contest with her. Let us welcome Georgette Blau of On Location Tours. Georgette, welcome.
Thank you so much. On Location Tours, TV and movie bus and walking tours include the Sex and the City Hotspots Tour, the Sopranos Sites Tour, the Superhero Tour, and the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel Sites Tour. I launched the company after I moved on up to the Upper East Side after college and realized that I lived right by George and Wheezy Jefferson from the Jeffersons TV show. They had since moved out, but I did discover that New York City is the most filmed city in the entire world. Our tour guides are local actors and actresses that share their time on the set and their enthusiasm for New York City. We support local vendors and businesses along our routes that have been featured on the big and small screen. And when COVID hit, we had actually just celebrated our 20-year anniversary, and the pandemic almost put us out of business for the past 2 years, but we're slowly but surely getting started again. There is, however, a severe bus shortage, and the money from the 10-10 Wins Small Business Challenge would help us purchase a minibus and in turn help us operate more tours and hire more local actors as tour guides. I'd like to thank you so much for your time and this opportunity, and That's a wrap.
I love it. That is a wrap. That's great. We got some smiles there. Karen, why don't you kick us off on this one?
Well, thank you so much, Georgette. Anything that that we see that brings tourists back to Manhattan, back to New York City and New York State, we are appreciative, and thank you for all the work that you're doing there. I guess my question to you is really, how do you plan to use the bus to expand? Are you moving beyond Manhattan? What's the next step for you?
Yes. Well, New York City is our headquarters and our heart, but it will actually allow us to go into other cities. We're actually planning Chicago now. We're planning, we also operate in Boston. So we're planning Chicago, potentially San Francisco, Atlanta, and a couple of other cities in the next couple of years. But the main thing that the bus would do is really just, I mean, we really now can't operate as many tours as we'd like to because there aren't buses left. During the pandemic, a lot of the companies sold their buses, and there's such a shortage, they couldn't operate buses during that time. So the other issue is the manufacturing of buses issue. So it could be a year or two before more buses are manufactured. And I do have an opportunity now to purchase a bus from a friend of mine who ran hip hop tours in New York, and it's affordable enough, and it would just allow us to run so many more tours than we're running now.
Jessica, I see you nodding your head. This is so important to the work that you do at the Manhattan Chamber.
Really, really important work. So thank you so much. My question, though, you mentioned actors, and so I'm interested in how this is staffed. I assume you have tour guides, but what's the staffing model? What does that look like?
Well, first of all, the staffing model for our marketing, operations, salespeople, and people behind the scenes in the office is that they have to be huge TV and movie buffs. They're not allowed into our office unless you know your TV shows and movies. And in addition, of course, hard workers. We have a play hard, work hard kind of environment. So we just have very kind people working for us. We have a great team. I did everything I could during the pandemic to keep the majority of the team, and a lot of our tour guides are part-time. So that actually did help during the pandemic because they were more part-time than they normally are.
That's great.
Fantastic.
Eileen, bring us home.
I really don't have very many questions, Georgette, because you did a very good job of pretty much answering everything in your pitch. How many employees do you employ?
In total, with the part-time tour guides, we have approximately 30 part-time actor tour guides working for us. And then we have a team of 3 full-timers who work. Before the pandemic, that was 7 full-timers. So I'm hoping to bring it back to that.
Very well. Okay. Thank you.
Georgette, your company goes by another name. What is that?
Well, our corporate name is 704 Hauser.
Any of the judges know what that is? Since I was talking about trivia, 704 Hauser. Does it ring a bell at all?
It rings a bell, but I can't place it.
Go ahead, tell them, Georgette, and then we'll wrap up.
Thank you. How could you not know? Just kidding. I'm going to have to take you guys out and go over some trivia with you. It's actually the address for my favorite sitcom, All in the Family. Norman Lear is my hero, and that's the fictitious address for the house in Queens.
It would be amazing how many people try to look for that, but that's a different piece. Maybe the Manhattan Chamber will have a trivia night now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, and keep up the great work. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh boy, this is fantastic. And are we ready for our third finalist? I know she's ready for us. Her business is Foster Gordon Manufacturing, and it's a labor of love, family affair, and it's a woman who truly loves her work. Let's welcome Lauren Gordon.
Hi, everybody.
Lauren, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having us. We're also honored to be among the finalists, and for really all small businesses. It is a labor of love for all of us. So it's an honor to be among all of these small businesses. Thank you. My name is Lauren Gordon, and I'm the proud owner of Foster Gordon Manufacturing Corporation. We are a small family-owned business with very sweet and humble beginnings that started on a card table at my mother and father-in-law's Brooklyn apartment in 1967. My father-in-law, Bob Gordon, was a salesman that sold diploma covers to schools in New York City. The story goes that one day he said to himself, "Hey, I think I can make these." So he walked all over the city to find suppliers of materials and machinery and figured out how to become a manufacturer of the very products he was selling, and thus a legacy was born. Fast forward to present day, I'm now at the helm along with my son Danny, who represents the third generation of Gordons to run the operations of our factory. Our family business has been part of the local community here on Long Island, where we have employed hundreds of people, maybe thousands, some of whom have been with us for over 20 years and truly part of our family. We all take great pride in every diploma cover we make because each single diploma cover represents a single student whose hard work and dedication to their education culminates with one of our diploma covers. It is absolutely mind-boggling to think that we have been part of millions of students' graduation ceremonies and still going strong. But the impact of COVID hit our business hard. So we have been analyzing our operations to better navigate the supply chain and inflation issues that impacted us so greatly. After 55 years, however, our focus still remains on continuing our time-honored tradition of being a part of graduation ceremonies for years to come. It's been an honor to share my family's business and story with you, and I thank you for this wonderful opportunity to do so.
Thank you very much, Lauren. And I could tell you're really busy by those file cabinets behind you, right? I mean, you are the cook, the waiter, and everything else in between. Yes?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Jessica, why don't we kick this off?
That's great. I've never thought about where those come from. It's so interesting. So I guess I'm interested in how people order these. Is it done online? And throughout the pandemic, I would assume that your online component probably grew or changed a little bit.
Well, actually, we have direct customers, and we have a lot of customers that we call dealers that actually put packages together for schools for graduation, so that they would do like a senior package, and that would include like a cap and gown and a ring and a ribbon, and our component would be part of that. So some of these people actually dealt with my father-in-law personally. So we have this long, rich history of fostering relationships and developing these relationships with all these people. And the pandemic did hit us hard because when the schools closed, no one knew what was going on, and graduations were being canceled, and so were the orders. So we literally walked out on the factory floor, and I cried and tried to tell my employees, we don't know what's going on, but the class of 2020 was canceled. And equally, the class of 2021, which we had held hopes for, wasn't so great either. So 2022 landed itself with a lot of other problems with supply chain issues and et cetera, and all the inflation. So it's been a very difficult path to navigate, but we're still here.
Thank goodness. That's great. Thank you.
Thank goodness is right. Eileen, pass it to you.
This is definitely one of these situations where you don't understand the ripple effect of the pandemic. 100%. Jessica said, no one thinks about diploma covers.
Exactly.
I guess the main question is, what would you use the money for if you were to win?
Well, it would certainly, because our business has been around for so long, we desperately are in need of updating our software, updating and upgrading. So we need to be able to pivot and navigate the landscape, which we just went through in real time. So for instance, we would order our materials in September and October for the following year. We usually get a tractor trailer being delivered of rolls of material in 2 weeks. We were getting it in April and May, which is our busy graduation season. So we need to have our whole software upgraded so that we can keep track of inventory and just get all the information at our fingertips. So it would really be an amazing opportunity for us to be able to do that and grow.
Okay, thank you.
Karen, you know a little bit about diplomas. It's the business that Columbia is in, and they handed a whole bunch of them out in the last week or two.
Yes, we did. We actually made up for about 3 years of graduation in 1 week, 3 years of classes. So exciting to see the families and the students that came in. So the work that you're doing is just so rewarding to everyone, as I'm sure you know, kids, adults, the investment that they make in education, really, kind of the amazing product that you make is almost like a cherry on top. So I thank you so much for the work that you've been doing. I actually don't have any questions. The presentation
Just a whole bunch of praise. That's okay too. That's okay too. Lauren, we want to thank you for joining us at 1010 Wins and being one of our finalists. And thanks for spending the time and keep at it.
Thank you so much. It's been my honor.
Enrollments are going up across the board.
Yes. And we're here to supply the diploma covers for all those hardworking students who deserve it.
Well, we got the message loud and clear.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Okay. Well, this is fantastic. I love meeting all of these entrepreneurs and small businesses that don't give up. And speaking of not giving up, our fourth finalist was not going to let the pandemic keep her down. She danced her way through it, leading La Dance School of Performing Arts in Linden, New Jersey. Let's welcome Karen Brienza. Carol Brienza.
Hi, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's really incredible, and I'm so fortunate to be here with you today. So my name is Carol Brienza. I'm the owner-director of La Dance School of Performing Arts in Linden, New Jersey. La Dance was founded in 1978 by Tina Sassi, who dedicated her life to teaching students not only love of dance, but the importance and respect for oneself and others. And I came on 30 years ago, actually, when I was a senior at NYU. She hired me as a teacher because she was pregnant with her daughter, and I've been here ever since. And so she retired 5 years ago, and I took over the studio, which was never my desire. One of my students was supposed to buy it, and it kind of fell through. And never say never, because I always said I'm never owning a dance studio, but here I am. But I'm very proud, and it's my honor to continue the La Dance legacy of excellence in dance education and human development. That has been what makes La Dance much more than just a dance studio. We really are a family. What sets us apart from the regular dance studio that you might think of is we pride ourselves on being a place of dance for not only dance education, but human community and welcoming everyone from every cultural, social, and economic background. We strive to be a safe space for everyone and encourage inclusion for anybody who wants to dance. We have a special needs program that we offer free of charge to anyone who wants to participate from ages 6 to adult. And we also have a work study program for those who have a financial need. So they assist classes or do some work, doing Instagram posts, because I'm not very good at it at the studio. And we also have a dance movement therapy program where we have a class for the young people who just don't know how to express themselves. I have a dance movement therapist on staff who has a class for them. But on top of that, we also have an award-winning competition team, which you can see right there on the screen, and an incredible staff. A lot of them are my former students who went on to work on Broadway but came back home and now work for me today. The pandemic was tricky for us. We had to do Zoom, which was not ideal, and we lost over half of our students and kind of had to navigate. I had to freeze tuition for everybody and kind of recycle costumes, and we didn't have a recital. And so it was really a challenge to kind of keep the joy of teaching that I have always had through the pandemic. But I'm so blessed that I'm still here today, and we're getting back on track, and we're able to have a safe home for the students who want to dance and just have that sense of normalcy. Hopefully we can kind of bring that back soon. If not, in the near future, we're hoping we'll be back in shortly in the months to come. But I just wanted to see quickly. I just wanted you to see everybody, part of our family, come in. Everybody say hello.
Hi.
This is Shannon, my student from when she was 9 years old, and she still works for me today. And
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, really quick. So this
Thank you very much. And
okay, all right, good job, guys. So
I'm not sure they're going to be here to help with the questions, but
I'll
Jessica,
go out of the question section.
I can see how proud you are, and that's wonderful.
Like,
Jessica, why don't we kick it off?
That's fantastic. You can see that you have a terrific community there. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I was just wondering about the space. As a studio, do you have a lot of space there? Do you have competing demands? How does that all work?
Well, luckily, the space that we have, when I took the studio from Tina, I bought the space. We have 3 studios. Right now I'm in like our middle-sized studio. We have a larger studio that has class going on right now, and I have a little smaller studio in the back. So we're lucky that we have 3 spaces, because a lot of studios are just one room. So, and I have an office and a lobby area. So I was fortunate that I kind of walked into a gold mine, because she had everything done. She was like, "Here, just take the keys. I'm done after 40 years." So it was kind of set up for me, but so much maintenance needs to get, like, buyer beware, because it's a little rough, but we're making it work. So.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Exactly. God had better plans that I wasn't expecting, so it's fine.
That's great.
Karen, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'd love to learn more about expansion plans, or kind of what you're thinking that you will do in the future.
Well, we're hoping to grow enrollment, because we did lose. We went from 300 down to like 125 last year, and now we're growing. We're back in getting to the 2s. So I'd like to grow our program. We'll grow our special needs program that went from 1 class of 3 kids. We now have 2 full classes, and you always want to have more students. So I'd love to be able to just grow and do some more community outreach with it, and see where we can have more touch points and offer different classes. Like, we have salsa, but I want to offer like world dance. Just kind of see what else I can do to grow as a dance educator, but also to offer more opportunities for the community.
Thanks, Carol.
Eileen?
Hi, Carol. First of all, I'd like to thank you for providing dance for those that don't normally have the special needs, the work study, particularly as a poor child growing up. That'd be a nice opportunity.
Yeah.
It is a tough thing. I guess my usual question is, and I think you've already answered it basically, is with the $10,000, what would you do with the money if you were to win?
It's already spent. So we have a lot of things that we maintenance-wise. I just had to get a new toilet for the bathroom. We had new lighting, but we need new mats. I would like to be able to build the special needs program, because it is free. So I'd be able to just have that cushion, as well as the work study program and the scholarships that we offer. So it's basically maintenance and getting materials for the studio. We just have these bars behind me. I just had to buy 2. So kind of the upkeep of the studio, but as well as building our program so that we can offer it to more people and have opportunities.
Thank you.
Do payroll. That doesn't hurt.
Well, Carol, thank you very much, and keep dancing, keep bringing people together, keep lifting people. You're doing such great work. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. Really a blessing. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Wow. What terrific people. Doing great things during tough times. And during the pandemic, throughout the metropolitan area, we saw our entrepreneurs come together, lift each other, and in some cases share space. Such is the case at Sips and Maker in Staten Island. And let's welcome Erika Alvarado.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be a finalist.
Well, it's great the work that you've done in Staten Island. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So I'm Erika. I'm the owner of Sips and Maker, which is a joint specialty coffee shop and artisan market located in the New Dorp area of Staten Island. Sips and Maker was basically a years-long idea that came to fruition after I spent a couple of hours working at a local Starbucks. I worked 12 years as an interior designer and project manager, and suddenly, with 2 weeks' notice, lost my job. And the company had to close, so I worked freelance. And I thought to myself, there has to be a better place to work and study. So that very same day, I walked over one block onto Newdar Plain, which is where Sips and Maker is located. And I had this intense desire to look at locations, which I did. And I spent a few weeks looking at them. I found a spot that I thought was perfect. And then I put my entire life savings on it. And I opened Sips and Maker with much hard work with me and my husband. And it opened in April of 2017. My focus of Sips and Maker has always been on high quality in drinks and pastries. And then the market is with handmade goods that are all like ethical, fair trade, certified, and they help great causes throughout the world in the US. I'm originally from Poland. I came to New York when I was 9. And I'm very proud to have created a place for the community. I love all of our regulars. And as a female immigrant, small business owner, winning this would be just absolutely life-changing.
Well, it's great. And you are changing lives through the work that you're doing in helping others by sharing spaces. Karen, you have seen this through your work. I've known it. I know it because I saw it up in the Columbia Harlem area. Perhaps you could kick us off.
Sure. I absolutely love the idea of having kind of a dual purpose space. Can you tell me a little bit more about your customer base? Who are your target customers, your target market?
Well, I'm lucky to have students who will have a comfortable space to study. Then I'll have a more affluent clientele who wants to do some specialty shopping. So like I brought over this is a product from Austin, Texas that we have, bracelets from Guatemala made by artisans, and this is all jade. This is a company I've worked with, and it's all handmade rattles by women that live in rural villages in Bangladesh. And like this is a screen printed bag from India. So I'm love working and supporting artisans. And so I think throughout the years, people have come to realize that if they want to find a special gift for mom, for the husband, for baby, anybody, we pretty much have it. I do all the buying, and I call it like a curated gift shop, artisan market. But at the same time, if somebody just wants a proper latte, a real latte, that's not a cappuccino because it's not over frosted, we'll do it. We do black sesame lattes, beet lattes, matcha. We make all of the sauces ourselves. I kind of always set this out to be the best coffee shop on Staten Island.
That's wonderful. Eileen, what do you think?
I love the space. You can clearly tell your interior design because the space is absolutely beautiful. I actually don't go to Staten Island very much, but I would like to stop by. My usual question is, what would you do with the money if you were to win the challenge?
Well, I would definitely purchase some much needed equipment.
Good.
Like we need a particular grinder, which will help with efficiency as far as decaf goes. And then, so various equipment. I need another refrigerator for the baker that I have on staff. So she needs more space because we've been making with COVID. I had to be creative and buy less from vendors, and instead we were making things in-house. But I never designed it to be that way originally. So we don't have enough refrigeration. We don't have a freezer. So those things would absolutely help with increasing sales, and then opening up avenues for like catering, doing trays of products, the things that can be ordered ahead of time. Now we just do a dozen this, a dozen that. Then I would also increase staffing, so then I can focus on possibly opening up another location, which has been highly requested by many people.
Jessica, we have time for a very quick question.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I hope you open your location closer to my house. No, I was just going to ask about if you sell your products online and if that's something that really helped get you through the pandemic.
So actually, I'm glad that was your question, because during COVID we had to close with, being in the food industry. We were closed, and during that time, my focus became, how am I going to save this place? Because I didn't know what the future held. That it was very scary. So during that time, I started working on the website. I did it all by myself, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I launched it not that long ago, because then we reopened. Then I started working here again. I'm here full time. So during Christmas and such, it definitely helped. So we have an online presence. So now we can ship to different states, different countries. We also had a lot of regulars who made the migration from Staten Island to New Jersey. So they don't want to always cross the bridge, or they can't. So we were able to ship items to them, which was amazing.
You have a beautiful place. I must get out to see it. Thank you very much for a great presentation.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Judges, 5 outstanding, inspiring presentations. And now I need to take you all backstage to select just one winner for the challenge. We'll be right back.
When you need to be sure your financial data is safe, we've got your bank. When you want real-time tools to manage your money on the go and real people you can go to whenever you need them, we've got your bank. When you believe there's no greater asset than trust, we've got your bank. With top-rated cybersecurity, leading-edge online and mobile banking tools, and a dedicated team to help make sure they're always working for you. Trust Dime Community Bank to be there for you and your business. Visit dime.com to learn more.
We're back, and can I have a drum roll, please, if there is a drum roll? Eileen, I'm going to ask you to announce the winner.
Okay, this is the fun part and the not so fun part. You all did a really incredible job, and obviously you've survived a very difficult 2 years, so congratulations to all of you. I'd like to say that obviously it's an honor just to be included in this group. Unfortunately, we only do have one winner, and the winner is Foster and Gordon Manufacturing. I think we had a sentimental sweet spot for those graduation folders that we all probably have in the drawer. So congratulations. And you're right in my neighborhood, so I'd happily come down and meet you as well.
Oh my God! Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
I have
no generation right here, Gordon. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much. I'm so honored.
Well, thank you. This is wonderful. I have to tell you, I've been doing this for a number of years. It has never, ever been this close. This is why we deliberated this long, because we had a lot of winners and we had a tough choice to make. 5 great, outstanding, inspiring small businesses. I want to thank all of the finalists. I want to wish best wishes for continued success. I want to also thank the folks here at 1010 Wins, led by Ben Maverick. A special thanks to my colleagues, Mark Bazinski and Neil A. Caruso, for his talented work in producing today's 1010 Wins 10K Challenge. A thanks goes to Commissioner Kevin Kim, to our judges, Eileen, Jessica, and Karen. We appreciate your involvement, and we couldn't do it without Dime Community Bank. And remember, here at 1010 Wins, you give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. Thanks, everybody, and have a good night.